Hey everybody, day 4 of the walking starts where we left off at day 3, JCB World Logistics. So day 4 is going to be a bit of a long day, but we're heading towards JCB Cheadle today, and the first stop we've got to make is the NSPCC Carroll House. So the reason we're doing this is for the NSPCC, and we're going to pay them a visit at the Carroll House, which is obviously set up by Lady Carol Bamford herself. And to get there we need to walk through Woolstanton, and it's just at the southern end of Woolstanton. So we're going to go a little bit off route this morning. The original plan was to go around the roundabout over the top of the A500, but we're going to change that a little bit. We're going to go down the canal, mainly just because I know that roundabout is going to be very, very busy with cars at this rush hour. So we're going to go down the canal path and hopefully get to Woolstanton that way. So we're just walking down the canal path. Behind me is Harecastle Tunnel, which is the tunnel for the canal boats to get under the road. So quite a feat of engineering to do it, but that is Harecastle Tunnel, and as you can see the canal path is a lot better today than what we found the other day, so hopefully we can make some progress. Yeah, this is definitely a lot better walking on than the Shropshire Union Canal that we faced a couple of days ago now. Was it Monday? So definitely a lot better walking on this, nowhere near as close to the canal as well, but a lot easier to walk on. So we should make some good progress here and end up in Woolstanton in a couple of minutes, and then we can start making our way through Woolstanton and heading down to the NSPCC Carroll House and just pay them a visit before we then move on and push our way towards JCB Cheadle Factories, which are compact products and earth movers. That's going to be our finishing point today, but first of all, let's just make our way down here through Woolstanton and get to visit those at the NSPCC Carroll House. So we've just come off the canal now, and I've actually had to duck under that bridge. It's very, very low, and we are now walking through the bridge which the A500 dual carriageway goes over the top of us. So we're just walking through this bridge now, and from Middleport we'll head over a bridge and into Woolstanton, or under the bridge should I say, and into Woolstanton, and then we can head down to the south of Woolstanton and head down to the NSPCC Carroll House. So just down the south end of Woolstanton now, and we have made it. That right there is the NSPCC Carroll House, the whole reason why we're doing this. So let's go have a look and see how we are. So I've just come out of the NSPCC Carroll House. Absolutely brilliant reception. Everybody very, very kind. I had a photo with all the staff. Absolutely amazing. They've even clapped and cheered me off as well. So brilliant, brilliant reception from them. But we're heading now down to Basford Park. Going to be walking through Basford Park, over the A500, and then heading to Hanley Park. So I'll give you a bit more of an update when we get to Hanley Park. So we've made it to Hanley Park now, just walking alongside the canal at Hanley Park. So not too far now. We'll sit down at Hanley Park and then we'll work out whereabouts we're going after that. So we've just walked past Trent Mill Nature Park, a little park just outside of Hanley, and we're going to head towards Eaton Park, and then from there we'll head towards Bentley. Hanley Park was a little bit interesting after the amazing reception that we got at the NSPCC Carroll House. We left all the staff, they were all cheering me on, which was amazing, and we left there. We had to go through Hanley Park and it was only 2 minutes walking down the canal at Hanley Park, and I got asked if I got any drugs to sell by this young lad, probably no later in late teens. So I don't really think I look like a drug dealer, to be honest, but he obviously thought I might have been. But yeah, through there pretty quickly after that, and then we started heading over to Eaton Park, which is where we're heading to now, and then on to Bentley. So a little bit of an update we'll give you when we get to Bentley, but hopefully we should be Bentley bound around dinner time. And there's a little park, or quite a big park actually, just the opposite side of Bentley, which we'll try and get to for dinner. We can have a bit of a rest there. So we're through Bentley now, just gone through it. We're now walking through Park Hall Country Park, which we're getting into a bit of a familiar naming now with most people who are watching. So we're definitely getting there. It's nice to walk through places I actually know as well, because it's another sign of progression as well. Getting to a stage around whatever place I've always known growing up. So it's nice to see those familiar names on the signposts and everything on the way. So Park Hall Country Park, we're just walking through now. We're going to try and find somewhere to have a spot of dinner, but we're not going to sit too long. The weather's been really nice actually this morning. It's been sunny this morning, no sign of any showers, but I know it's forecasted a couple of showers from sort of 2 o'clock onwards. So we want to try and get this walk today nearly done by that time. But for that to be the case, we're going to have to stop and have some dinner, but not be too long before we start moving again. We're roughly around about 12:30 now, so we need to just have a bite to eat and carry on. We've got to go through the village of Hume first, and then after that is the village of Dilhorn, and then from there we walk across a few fields, the only fields that we're actually going to encounter today, across a few fields, and it ends up behind the back of the JCB Cheadle Factories, both earth movers and compact products, and that will be the finishing point for today. So find somewhere to have a spot of dinner now in this country park, and then we'll make our way to Hume. It's definitely not one of the nicest hills to climb, that, but we're virtually at the peak of Park Hall Country Park. You can see there far and wide the city of Stoke. So we're through it. We are now officially through Stoke. Time to get some respite, get a bit to eat, find somewhere to sit down, bit of a park bench or something, and we can have a little bit of dinner, regather ourselves, and go again to the village of Hume. And I'll give you a little bit of an update when we get there, but first, dinner time. So we're just going through the village of Hume, heading out of Hume now and towards Dilhorn. Again, a lot of this bit should have been done through fields, but just with how boggy it's been and with how wet it's been over the last few days, basically ever since Saturday, since we all had that thunderstorm, which was a bit torrential, and since then everywhere has got very, very boggy, and some of the fields are, as you saw yesterday when I had to change socks and shoes, are extremely wet. So I've decided to try and rechange the route a little bit today, stick away from the fields and stick up more on roads, which means it's a bit harder on my feet, but we're managing okay at this moment in time. Shin splints are starting to really niggle me again on that right leg, so I'm still struggling with that, but I think that's just something that I've got to get used to over these last few days. But Dilhorn is the last village that we're going to get to today, which is another little tick off the box getting to the last village, and then there will be a few fields to cross, so we might have to just change into our other shoes before we cross into them. A few fields out of Dilhorn, and that will lead us round the back of JCB Cheadle, Earth Movers and Compact Products Factories, and from there that'll be today done. So bit of a walk now down this road heading towards Dilhorn. Not really got any pavements or anything on it. You can see there cars just gone past, but not got any pavements on it. We're just having to keep to one side. It's not a particularly busy road, of course. We just got to keep our wits about us a little bit, and then we'll be in Dilhorn. So hopefully you can hear me. We're just walking now down the Leek Road, the A520, which is from Wetley Rocks into Stoke, and just down past Shucker's Farm Shop and Millville Hall. And we're going to cross over a road here in a minute and head down towards Dilhorn. So probably the sketchiest point of today, walking alongside a main road. No, again, no proper footpaths or anything like that, just a grass verge. But once we've done this bit, we're again down more country roads where there shouldn't be as much traffic, and we'll be on our way to Dilhorn. So we just need to find a crossing point to get across here in a minute, and then we can start walking on the grass verge on the other side. Should be okay to go now. So it's been a little bit more road based today, as we'll say before. A lot of roads. I did go off the path a little bit to what I'd pre-organised, but bearing in mind when I first organised this route and organised this walk, it was actually June 2023, so over 12 months now this has been in the making. And obviously then I didn't anticipate we were going to have so much rainfall leading up to it. So of course there has been some adjustments in the route as we've gone on the way. Today's probably been the biggest adjustment in the route plan, but we've still visited all the things that we wanted to visit today, including the NSPCC cow house. And now we head down to Hume, or out of Hume, sorry. We head out of Hume and into Dilhorn. And this road should now lead us directly to Dilhorn. And then we go across a couple of fields and into JCB. So not too long to go now. Probably about an hour left of today, and we can get home and rest up a little bit, put some heat on that shin splint again, and get ready for tomorrow. One last big push tomorrow, and then Friday is just 11 miles, which may seem a lot, but when I've been walking 50s, nearly 17 miles some days, 11 miles is quite an easy day really, hopefully anyway. And again, hopefully, I think tomorrow the biggest climb will be going up Dimmingsdale and down into the village of Denston through the old railway line there, and we'll visit a few JCB factories tomorrow. So, but as for today, heading down now towards Dilhorn, and hopefully JCB not far behind it. So I'll see you soon. So we're just walking down this road now, heading towards Dilhorn itself. This road goes into a bit of a V shape. You can just see how much water has been, hence why we're walking on the roads and not on the fields. Really bad around Dilhorn. I think Dilhorn is pretty renowned for being flooded as well. during very wet weather, so it's not the most ideal place to be heading across fields. So that's the reason why we've headed down the roadway, to just stay off those fields and to keep our feet as dry as we can. But this road leads down, and then we basically, in a V shape, we end up going back on ourselves up the other way, and you end up coming out at the Royal Oak pub in Dilhorn, and then from there we go round the corner at Dilhorn, across a couple of fields. We're going to go across a couple of fields just so that we end around the back of JCB Cheadle Factories, because around the front of JCB Cheadle Factories, especially coming from sort of Cheddleton, Wetley Rocks way, there's no pavement round the front on the main road there, so it's definitely a lot safer to approach the factories from the back and to go across the fields. So there may be a little bit of a change of footwear if we think the fields are a bit muddy or a bit boggy. We might have to go into more of our waterproof boots and we can head across the fields, but for now, down this way, and then we'll go across near Dilhorn and through the village of Dilhorn. We are now in Dilhorn itself. That there is Charlie Bassett's pub. We've got a church here on our right that we're coming up to, and then we're going past the Royal Oak pub as well. So just up here and around the corner, and then we can go across a couple of fields and head towards JCB. So this is All Saints Church at Dilhorn. Really lovely looking church. So that's All Saints Church. Royal Oak pub is just up here, and then round the corner and we can start heading towards JCB. Just walking across the fields of Dilhorn now, starting to walk over them, and I can see in the distance the green building and the yellow diggers of JCB at the Cheadle Factories, Earth Moves and Compact Products. So the finish point for today is definitely in sight. Just a few more fields now to go through before we arrive at the back of those factories, and then we can get ourselves home and get ourselves sorted and recover for tomorrow. So I'll give you a little bit more of an update when we get to the JCB Cheadle Factories. The weather's holding up a little bit. It's starting to spit. It was always forecasted to start raining this afternoon, so that's another reason why I've tried to plough on with it and try and miss the rain that was forecasted around 2 o'clock, which it is now. So it is starting to spit with rain as we approach the JCB Cheadle Factories. I'll give you a bit more of an update when we get there. We're just coming through the last stage now of day 4. JCB Earth Moves is literally just up on that bank there. So we're actually going around the side of JCB Earth Movers down this footpath. As you can see, not very well maintained. We'll go down the side of the factory. And recently JCB Earth Movers had a new car park and had a bit of an extension to a car park, and that's where this comes out. It's right on the corner of the car park, so virtually bang on where we need to be. But just the other side of those trees is the JCB Earth Movers factory. Obviously Compact Products is further that way as well. So we'll just nip down here and then we should be there then at the side of the car park. So I'll see you soon. We're here, we've arrived. JCB Earth Movers, like I say, right on the edge of a new car park now. And JCB Earth Movers is just there. Compact Products is a little bit further on. But Earth Movers is where we're going to stop today. Compact Products will visit first thing in the morning. But that is day number 4 complete. So day number 4 done. We'll just walk in front of the factory now, but that is day number 4. We can go home now, get some rest, get some food inside us, and just recuperate a little bit, heal that right leg again, just get some heat on that to get it all ready for tomorrow and for one last push tomorrow. And then Friday should be an easier day with it being 11 miles, but tomorrow, as long as we get through tomorrow okay, Friday should just be pretty much adrenaline fed. But there it is, JCB Earth Movers, day 4 complete. I'll see you tomorrow.